All right, it's district breakdown time. I'm with Houston Chronicle reporter Jon Poorman. John, we're in Cypress now, 16-6A. They had a heck of a regular season. Postseason wasn't so great. Three of the teams got knocked out in the first round, but Richland did go a couple, 2-3 rounds before running into the magical Tomball team. But they also, this district got hit by graduation. A lot of the stud players that we saw last year are gone. Talk to me about how you think this district may play out.
Yeah, well, there's going to be a lot of happy coaches that don't have to deal with Harold Perkins and Connor Wegman anymore. That's for sure. Obviously, we start with the defending district champion Cypress Park. What a job that Coach Greg Rogers has done since taking over there and building this program from the foundation up. I mean, last year obviously they broke through and won a district title. Probably we're hoping for a little bit more playoff success, but that's definitely something that they can build on. They did lose a lot of talent, including the aforementioned Harold Perkins, one of the top, dual threat two-way players in the country, who's headed down to Baton Rouge and LSU. He was a remarkable player, and you obviously can't just replace that kind of talent, but they have kind of set the expectations now moving forward. You look over at Bridgeland, and they lost Connor Wegman, and obviously that's an important position, the quarterback position. He's now at Texas A&M, so they're going to have to find an answer at that spot. But again, another younger program. Coach Dave Rathfield has done a great job since coming over there. Cy Ranch, you can never count Cy Ranch out. This was a program that has won a state championship before. And they always have a ton of talent. They're always going to be, competing for the playoffs. So it'll be interesting. It'll look a little bit different, without those same star players coming back next year. But make no mistake, there's plenty of talent left in this district.
Yeah, there is. And by doing a little research, it looks like a lot of the talent is on the defensive side of the ball. You look at Cy Ranch and Cy Woods, they both have a lot of first-team defensive ends, linebackers coming back. So it's going to be hard to move the ball. Do you think the swing may go to the defensive side of the ball this year, and who can make stops may put you in the playoffs?
It's possible. You mentioned Cy Ranch. They got a couple of really, highly rated players out there. A guy I really like is Ashton Porter. He's got all the big D1 offers. I think he dropped his top 10 schools maybe earlier this week or recently. So we'll see. There's not going to be, quite the threat from some of these teams, I think, just because of the talent that's lost with graduation. But, these kids, they come into these programs and they learn the system from day one. And so, it's kind of hard to say. And then you have, a guy like Jacquez Petaway over at Langham Creek, and that guy's going to be hard to stop. You can bet that they're going to get the ball in his hands anytime they have an opportunity. And so, there's plenty of offensive playmakers still left. But, yeah, it may be a little less high scoring. We saw so many games this past season that were high scoring. We may come off of that a little bit, but I don't know if by much.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is that of players that may have a chance now to step up onto the scene as big-time offensive players? Petaway kind of reminds me a little bit of we talked 2 districts ago about Ryan Niblett being a guy, just get the ball into his hands and watch him go. Is he going to be that guy? I mean, I know Bridgeland also has Jonathan Nelson over there, but Petaway is the guy that everybody's talking about.
Yeah, Jonathan Nelson, a great player as well. But yeah, I mean, Petaway, he's ranked as one of the top players in the country for a reason. He's got that incredible speed, that playmaking ability. He actually reminds me a lot of former Woodlands wide receiver who's now at the University of Houston, Keyshawn Carter. And kind of what they did with him during his senior season was they lined him up wherever they could get the ball in his hands. They got him some jet sweeps. They got him some, quick slants. They got him. Of course, they tried to stretch the field deep with him. I saw him score on a blocked field goal once. He just picked up the ball and got in the open field, and he was gone. So I definitely anticipate Petaway kind of being all over the field. I mean, we've seen it last year, what he can do. He doesn't necessarily need that many touches, but, when he does, you got to be prepared for it. And he's going to cause a lot of havoc for defensive coordinators trying to game plan for the Lobos this season.
I guess I'll leave it with last year we saw Side Park, Ranch, Woods, and Bridgeland as our playoff teams. Do you see anybody cracking in there and dropping one of these teams back this year, or who could make a push for one of those spots?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, right down to the last week of the season, this district was, competitive for those final spots. And, yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think Coach Cody Semper has done a great job at Cypress Woods. I think they could definitely be in the mix. And, so it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out for sure. Obviously, those teams coming back have some big answers or have some big questions to answer. But you gotta like the pedigree that those programs have created and the momentum they have right now. And yeah, I mean, I think maybe the top 4 from last year would be my top 4 picks going into this season as well.
Perfect. Hey, look, if we didn't talk about a Cypress team you like this week, wait till next week. We got a couple more to throw your way at 17-6A. So I will talk to you later, and we will talk 17-6A.
Sounds good.